Hey everybody, I want to welcome back to Desert Sky Mystics. Today we are going to be doing our love and relationship reading for August 2022. So the way this works is I wanted to do a reading for try to catch, a variety of situations. I always feel like I'm leaving somebody out. So this format, what we're going to do here is we're going to do a reading for those of you that are currently in a relationship, for those of you that want to be in a relationship, and then another reading for those of you that are recently out of a relationship. So for my Leo friends, let me go in and get this overhead camera fired up and we should be ready. All right. So Leo, August 2022. This one's for my Leo friends that are currently in a relationship. This one is if you want to be in a relationship or you're looking for love. And this one are for those of you that are currently moving away from a relationship in the month of August. So let's see how this all plays out for us. Okay. For those of you that are in a relationship, dog spirit, be loyal to what you love. Gosh, this goes without saying. What a great card for this. Love to me is such an interesting thing in that I think when we're younger, obviously we mistake lust for love and those feelings of being in love or falling in love, and those are wonderful. But real love is the duration, the long term, being there for somebody, accepting them for who they are, assuming it's not toxic. I'm not talking about any of that, but we all have our character flaws, we all have our issues, we all have our quirks. Heck, some of the things that attracted us to the other person and vice versa when we're falling in love are now the things that kind of annoy them the most, it seems like. So, I think this card really speaks to the idea that if you love someone, it's a good thing. Even in hard times, be loyal to what you love. It will pay dividends. Let's take a look at kind of where we've been and where we're going here. All right, that's kind of interesting. Okay, so it looks like overall, especially in the past here, we have the success card, and it kind of speaks for itself, of course, success, but things have been strong. There's been a lot to celebrate. There's been a lot of happiness, a lot of the relationship. And I think that, the way that I see this here is I almost see, I mean, us moving into an energy of holding on too much to the past. I see the miser here, and she's holding on to a bunch of treasure. The wall's being built up, her hair is going gray, her skin is all gray. She doesn't look happy at all here. And I think this really speaks to the idea that sometimes we can get in the way of our own happiness by not letting go of or trying to hold on to the ideals or the standards of the past. So, for example, if things were one way in the past and that made you really happy, but they're not like that anymore, you're letting those memories define your current happiness as opposed to being in a moment and finding the new things to be happy about, because we all change as we grow. We need to find ways to grow together. If not, obviously we will grow apart. And I think this card, I feel like the energy is speaking to the idea of don't hold on. This has been amazing. These are great memories. Cherish them. And when you were in the moment there, you really needed to enjoy it. But I think that you're living in the past right now, and that is really putting you in a kind of a down and out spot here, not the best of places to be going. So let that go. Find the new things, find the new happiness. If things have gotten stale, find ways to spice it up. And, and I'm not talking about, new ways, I guess. I guess what I'm trying to say here is I'm not necessarily talking about, hey, spice it up this way or spice it up that way. The the best loves, in my opinion, are the ones that can find ways to reinforce the friendship and stay friends, along with have the attraction and the ongoing dedication and the loyalty. So find new things to do together. I mean, if you've been bowling together for the last 10 years and now it's just kind of like you hate bowling and it's not really a good time, don't really enjoy it, but you're just doing it because that's what you've always done and you're stuck in emotions. Go find something else. Go find a skating rink. I mean, I don't know what that is for you, but go find something else. Figure out something else to where you guys can reconnect on a different level, and start enjoying each other's company again, and find those new moments to move this miser back into a state of success. Let's take a look at what the advice card actually has for us here, or the advice area, and see if we can get any more information about this situation for you. What do you seek? Yeah, I think that just really reinforces what we were already talking about. You know, I I'm not 100% sure that you know exactly what you're looking for here. And again, I think that's because you are kind of stuck in the past and you have these preconceived images of what success looks like, and they were successful. That doesn't mean that those apply anymore to the present time. So I think part of this here is making sure you understand yourself, what you want, and how you feel about all of these things that are happening for you in this relationship, and then work together to figure out a way to move you guys back into. It can't be all you, it's got to be a team thing. Both of you got to contribute to this. So I'm not putting all of this on you. I'm just saying that a lot of times where we find ourselves, if this is how we're feeling, we can't control the way other people, not really control the way that people act or react or whatever else. What we have to do is we can control ourselves, what we do and how we react. And you can make these moves and, encourage them to respond to them, or make it attractive and beneficial for them to respond to it. And then from there, we can move together as a couple, as a relationship, making this stronger. But I think when we talk about be loyal to what you have, these are the times that those bonds are tested, and this is the time where you actually show your love. Because, and on the other end of that as well, because when you look back at this, these are going to be the times that show how much you actually love somebody, is what you did when times were tough, when they weren't as easy. How did you react? So I think overall, I'm sorry that you're moving into this type of energy, but at the same time, I think we need this type of stuff to help us grow, not only as individuals, but together as well. So it's not pleasant in the moment, but it will make you stronger as you move forward. So I think overall, really a great reading for you, Leo, in the month of August, for what it is. Okay, so that's what I got for those of you that are currently in a relationship. Let's take a look at, for those of you that are looking for love, looking for a relationship. Let's put this back over here. That way it's not a distraction. There is always enough. Yeah. The koi fish spirit. What's funny about this to me is that, this is in the area for those of you, this reading is for those of you that are looking for love. And it reminded me instantly of that phrase that, there's plenty of fish in the sea. And so the koi fish spirit, hey, there is always enough. I think this really speaks to that. There's always going to be options for love for you out there, if and when you are ready. I think the important part, though, is to make sure that you are actually ready, to make that commitment for love, if that's what you're wanting. I mean, if you want to keep it casual, or if you're not interested in a relationship, that's a-okay. There's nothing wrong with that at all. But if and when you get ready for a relationship, just don't operate from a place of scarcity. Know that there are plenty of people out there, and there's somebody out there for you as well. and then be ready for it. Be make sure that you're ready for it. Make sure that you know whatever you had sitting on you, whatever I don't want to say baggage, but last relationship stuff is kind of wrapped up. That you're not putting that on them. And again, I think I said this in the Aries readings to make sure that you don't preset expectations that another person's gonna have a hard time living up to. I get to know them first. All right, let's see what kind of clarification we have here. Very nice. So I okay, so looking for love. We got there's always enough out there, but I think this has been kind of a drawn out process for you. I mean, we have the traveling card, which indicates it's been a journey. It looks like this is something maybe you have been looking for a little bit, and it's been very kind of elusive. And I think that you're ultimately on the right path, but the problem is that as you can see all this mist and clouds, and there is a path that you're going up, but it's almost like you have to be 1 foot in front of the other, and you really can't see what's coming in from each side. You can't really see that far ahead of you. And so everything's been kind of just really elusive. I think the way that this is lining out, though, I think some of this is by design at this particular time for you, though, because we have our slowing down card here. And what you have is a turtle, and they're really taking their time and they are really observing what's out there in the pond. And at first glance, you can kind of tell that there's some attractive things out there. I just, you know, got your rainbow colors there. And this turtle is very seriously considering going in. So I think that you are about ready. I think this has been a kind of a slow journey for you. You know what I was saying earlier is don't bring, you know, that baggage in the next relationship. I think actually that is one of the components of why this has been so slow for you is you've really been taking your time with this and making sure that when you do open yourself back up again that that is the right move for you. And I think you're all but there. You're right at the shoreline here, and really it's just a matter of saying, okay, I'm ready, I'm going to move in. Another thing I do kind of find funny here, just I love how these cards are kind of talking to each other, is that you know you have your turtle about to jump into the pond, and you have your koi fish, you know, which koi would live in a pond. So I think that once you take a step in, you're going to find some options out there, some attractive options. And I'm not talking, I mean, physically, of course, always nice, but not only physically, but people that you were attracted to overall. And it's going to be a good thing. I think that this next round for you of relationships, and you know perhaps this will be the one relationship. Maybe there won't be a next round after this. That's always the ideal for those of us that want to be in long-term relationships. Maybe this is the one for you. It looks like you've really done the work on the front end to try to set yourself up for success on that. Let's take a look at the advice card here and see what we have coming in on that front. Respond with grace. Be gentle with yourself. You've been out of the game for a while. You know, you've been trying to figure things out. You know, when you first get in, things are going to be, you know, a little, I don't want to say unstable, but you know, you're going to kind of have to feel things out again, and you're going to have to start. I mean, you've really got a good grasp on who you are as an individual outside of a relationship. That's what this journey's been about, in my opinion. That's what I'm feeling. But now we are getting ourselves back into a situation to where when we get into a relationship, we have to then start to figure out identity as who we are, not only as individuals, but within that relationship as well. And they are doing the same thing. So as this kind of unfolds, relationships are usually really amazing. On the front end, that the process of falling in love and the desire and the lust and just the happiness and the joy of getting to know somebody and just being overall happy is amazing. You know, one of the things that I guess I'm trying to get to is that as you get back into the pond and figure this stuff out, don't worry if you stumble or like, you know, I don't want to say something stupid, but those times where you're kind of like, oh my gosh, did I do that wrong? Did I mess this up? You know, or what are they really, am I understanding what they're trying to tell me, kind of reading into things too much. Just be gentle with yourself, respond with grace, just understand that you're getting back into this. It's been a while. You will find your groove here, and you will find this the perfect koi fish that's out there waiting for you. Once you decide to make that happen for yourself. So, hey, overall, I think it's a great reading for you for the month of August, Leo, and I think that you are all about ready to take that step in. So I encourage you to jump on in. I'm sure the water is perfect, and I wish you the best of luck on this. So, okay, so that's what I have for this reading here. Let's go on and take a look at our Leo friends that are just getting out of a relationship, which is always fun. Even when we're the ones that are pretty much saying, okay, this relationship's no longer working for us, it's still not fun. Let's see, though. Let's see what the energies have to say. Cow spirit, the miracles are endless. That's a very interesting card in this location, because I feel like that getting out of this relationship was really kind of a tough thing for you. It was something that you knew needed to happen, and you didn't know how to make it happen because of the perceived consequences or the fear of what that would look like or what you would have to go through. And I really get the sense here that it happened almost it was almost like a divine thing. It was like, okay, this was meant to happen this way. And you let things play out they were supposed to. You learned the lessons you're supposed to. You had the experience you were supposed to. And when you look back on it, you're like, how in the heck? Like, and I don't want to get too extreme here, but for example, if it was an abusive relationship and you had some real concerns about your safety or even your life, and now you're looking back at this and you're like, thank goodness I have no idea how I made it out of that situation alive. That kind of thing. That's the energy I'm getting. And again, I don't know if that's actually tied to a situation like that, but whatever it is, the way this played out seemed almost like somebody up there, your spirit guides, your angels, had your back, and they really protected you coming out of this one. And things just happened. You didn't have to force that too much. So let's see, though, what our other cards are saying. Wow, look at that. Wow, look at that. Yeah, this relationship you just got out of was crap. Just absolute crap. We have the guilt card, and the guilt card can obviously mean guilt, but it's also a card of anxiety and stress and playing out those repeating patterns in the head, and just mental abuse and control. And all you have to do is just take a look at the picture on here. This woman is in pain. She's in turmoil. There's black and gray clouds, storm clouds, and there's all these little evil looking hands just pulling at her hair. And she's just really stuck in her own head here. This has been a bad situation, the way this plays out. And, kind of as we move out of that, into where we're at right now, I really get the sense here with the miser is that you are really walling yourself off right now. It's a protection deal. And this woman here is drained. She has the gray skin, the gray hair. She does have a handful of treasures here, but it's basically almost like you are getting out with what's yours. You're going to hold on tight to what's yours, and you are not going to let this happen again. You have really built up a wall of protection here, and it was absolutely very necessary. So, wow, I'm so sorry for that. That's a really tough spot to be in. I always do say, though, that there is no wasted experience. We are in these experiences because we have lessons to learn, and oftentimes the hardest experiences are the ones where we learn the biggest lessons from. So I don't know exactly what the details of this are for you, but I do know that right now you're very much in a protection mode. And you know what? That's okay. there's nothing wrong with walling yourself off from time to time. It's sometimes we need to step back. We need to figure out what's what. We need to protect ourselves. We need to go inwards and we need to find out who we are again. And it looks like whatever happened here was very tough, very tough. So just be gentle with yourself on that and just know that what you're feeling is perfectly fine. You don't need permission from anybody, and there's nobody out there that can say what you're feeling is right or wrong. They don't know. They haven't been in your situation, and here you are. You're doing what you have to do to survive at this point in time. You will come out of this. But right now you are very just kind of closed off protection mode, and I think for very good reasons. Let's see what the advice has. Gosh, that's powerful. Let's see here. Oh, look at that. We just had this card. Literally, we just had this card back here for the folks that want to be in a relationship and to respond with grace. Okay, so respond with grace. What I'm really, I was just saying, be gentle with yourself. Feel what you need to feel. It's okay to do that. So what I am pulling out of this one is more along the lines of be gentle with the people around you too, because right now you're in a tough spot. You were processing some very heavy emotions, and there are people around you that want to help. They want to be there for you. Now it's going to be tough for you to kind of let that help in a lot of cases, and maybe there is that one or two people that you can go to that you can really talk to and help sort this out. But for everybody else around you as well, understand too that they do care about you. They are there to help. So, if they're getting to be a little too much for you or whatever, just try to take a deep breath, respond with grace, let them know thank you, but right now this is what you need. And I think what I'm trying to get at is be careful of the backlash that we have a natural tendency when we're in pain. We have a natural tendency to kind of lash out sometimes, and that can cause its own kind of damage. And the last thing you want to do is cause damage to the healthy relationships that you do have in terms of friends and family and so forth. Now, having said that, again, if and when that stuff happens, it will. Don't worry about it. They'll forgive you. They understand. Okay. They love you. They're there for you. They've been there themselves. So don't let that take you back into a cycle of getting into your head about this stuff. Just do what you have to do to feel what you have to feel to process this and figure out where you are going, and to try to find your identity again outside of this relationship, which has not been good at all for you. Again, I think that it's going to be a tool for you in the future to recognize the things that you do not want to get into again. And I think in that way, it's going to be very healthy. But when we're in the moment, these things are tough. So yeah, listen, once again, I'm really sorry that you are working through this. Like I always say, when we're in the moment, these things are really tough, but there's good things ahead. Keep your head up on this. And overall, I think that I'm really happy to see that you have kind of moved out of this and you are stepping into the next phase of your life. And then always keep in mind, the miracles are endless. This too shall pass. Okay, Leo, my Leo friends, that is what I have for the month of August for our love and relationship readings. If any of these videos resonated with you, or any of these readings within this one video resonated with you, please like the video. That helps me know that that it connected, and that it's just helpful for me as I make more videos in the future. So thank you for that. Also, if you haven't yet, please subscribe to the channel. That helps us out quite a bit, and we would love to have you as a part of our family. And let's see, that is what I have for our August 2020 reading, Leo. So thank you once again for joining us, and we will see you next time.